I have enough members in a congressional district, okay, to keep you out of Congress if I have to, okay? And I'm prepared to do that. I think our federal elected leaders as a whole have done a very poor job of leading. One thing about this job, I spent a lot of time with members of Congress and members in the State House. More so Congress, because we're federally chartered.
Right.
And South Carolina's worked very hard to have a very, very good working relationship with its elected congressmen and senators, okay? Some more so than others. But we're all, we respect each other, okay? But we have proven in South Carolina that credit unions will motivate themselves, okay, to keep an elected official out of office. And I go back to, I was in Myrtle Beach when this happened. We had somebody running for U.S. Senate who was a congressman who was very much supported and funded by the American Bankers Association. Was the most anti-credit union person there was. He ran for U.S. Senate.
Right.
Okay? He ran as a Republican. South Carolina is a Republican state, by and large. Okay? The polls showed this guy as a hands-down winner over Senator Fritz Hollings, who was a Democrat. Okay? But Fritz was a very strong credit union supporter because he was smart enough to know the banks can give him money, credit unions can get him votes. Okay, and he would tell the bankers, if I don't have the votes, I can't help you.
Yeah. Which one is going to get you elected?
You know, he said, so I'm never going to do anything outwardly to hurt credit unions because then I can't get reelected and I can't help you at all if I'm not here.
Sure.
Okay. This gentleman was not that astute. Okay. All the polls showed him as a hands-down winner. Okay. And they were even forecasting that night he was going to be the next U.S. Senator. Okay. And then when the final tally came out, Senator Hollings had beat him.
Yeah, not so much.
He was astounded. How did that happen? Well, we motivated our members,
Right.
got our members working.
That's interesting.
And got them to the ballot box. And that proved a point to some of the others.
Yep.
And I think that's something that I don't see as strong in credit unions today that needs to be. I know there are a lot of boards who say we don't need to get in politics. And my point is, in the 1930s, you were legislated into existence. In 1996, the Supreme Court almost legislated you out of business with a decision that had we not rallied with a grassroots movement to get the Credit Union Act changed,
Right.
I said, this credit union would have been gone because we would have had to resort back to our original field of membership, which was civil service employees at the Charleston Air Force Base.
Right. That's it.
That was it. We'd gone. Okay? That would have killed the credit union movement in the country, and the bankers knew that. And I said, so you can't sit in this boardroom and say we can't be politically active. You better be politically active, or somebody else is going to dictate your life to you or take your life away from you as a business. And I wish every state of the union worked their politicians the way South Carolina does, and North Carolina, but particularly South Carolina.
Right.
And I know maybe that's kind of that secession mentality we have in the state of South Carolina, but
well, maybe there is something there, though, right?
You know,
there's some inherent fighting spirit, but I think that's a good point.
And I personally think that in every CEO's contract and/or job description, there's got to be a line in there involving being politically active, okay, for the safety and the sake of your credit union. I wholeheartedly believe that.
Talking to your congressman,
exactly.
Talking to your senators.
You know, because I mean it.
Well, I would say that when last time you and I saw each other up in D.C., right, at that show, the GAC show, almost through and through, at least from my perspective, that was the common thread. And to me, what really distinguishes that show among other trade shows in our industry, where yes, maybe you want to go in, talk to other CEOs, see what's brewing and buzzing within the industry, but that one being so rooted on the political side, it didn't strike me that that was necessarily lost, but maybe it was also a little bit different in the sense that the folks that were there for exactly that reason, as opposed to maybe others who just chose not to attend that because they didn't feel that that was important.
Well, yeah, and that's the single largest convention in Washington, D.C.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It has been, for years, many, many years. And, I guess I approach politicians different. We have a U.S. Senator, Tim Scott. His first elected position was the board of this credit union.
Is that right?
Right.
Wow.
He is by far the most knowledgeable credit union member of Congress.
Huh.
Okay.
That's very
a very powerful, strong credit union friend and personal friend. Okay. I can call him when I want to talk to him. Okay. Prior congressman from the 1st Congressional District, I could pick the phone up and call him if I needed to. Okay. But also left them alone when they didn't want to be bothered. Okay. We had that rapport. We have that throughout the state of South Carolina with most all of them. Okay. Not all, I have to say, but most of them. But the ones we don't have that real strong rapport, at least we respect each other. It's not adversarial, which you can't have. But my philosophy, and I guess maybe because my father had served in the state legislature and my father-in-law had been a state senator, I view politicians differently. Okay, I still see them as working for me, not me worshiping and working for them.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And unfortunately, there are those in Congress who feel that this is the closest thing they'll have to royalty. Okay, and that they're doing us a favor by even spending any time with us. I want them to understand that no, I have enough members in a congressional district, okay, to keep you out of Congress if I have to, okay, and I'm prepared to do that, okay. And case in point, when we got a new congressman for the 1st district, and at no time did he ever want to talk to credit unions, spend any time with credit unions whatsoever. So at the GAC, when we had our meeting, okay, I stood up and told him, I said, Congressman, in this room, between this credit union and Heritage Trust Federal Credit Union, okay, just the two of us, we have more members than people who voted in the last congressional election. Okay.
Wow.
You might want to spend some time with us.
Yeah, that puts it in perspective.
And the look on his face was like, okay, okay. Hadn't come through. So anyway, but his opponent in this congressional election is long-standing credit union member whose father serves on the board of the largest credit union in the 1st Congressional District. So, so we know in a situation like that, credit unions would have a friend in the 1st Congressional District, which we want to have back. How the election turns out, I don't know, but and she's also a graduate of the Citadel, which is a military college here. So with a very strong, large alumni base. So she's got two good things, going for it this stage of the game. See how it plays out. You never know. But I've worked with Congress long enough to know that 99% of the members of Congress give the other 1% a bad name. So
there you go.
And that's disturbing, and that's not the way it should be.
Hey, to stay in tune with what we've got coming up next week or the weeks thereafter, hit that subscribe button. That bell button is going to notify you every time we drop a new video. Enjoy the next one.